Is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Southwest.
Texas Rangers baseball is presented by AT&T UVerse TV. Clouds overhead, sun trying to break through, and the Rangers trying to break through and win their first home series of the year. This afternoon, it's the finale, the Rangers and the Kansas City Royals. And welcome into a matinee edition of Rangers baseball with Tom Grieve. I'm Steve Busby. Glad you could join us this afternoon. Rangers playing much better baseball in this month of May, and have the Royals in town. They've done a good job so far, winning 2 of the first 3. And Adrian Beltre, Tom, continues to blast the Royals every chance he gets.
Well, he's got a 23-game hitting streak against the Royals. We're going to show examples of that from the first 3 games of this series, starting from the first game. First game, somehow he hit that pitch out of the ballpark. It's probably 6 inches high and out over the plate. Hit it out of the ballpark to right field. Big hit in the second game against Greg Holland, one of the best closers in baseball. That tied the game in the 9th inning, and then a base hit off Yordano Ventura in yesterday's game. What he's done against the Royals is nice, but I think even more importantly, Buzz, what he's doing right now for the Rangers is even better because he's on a good streak. He's seen his average go from the mid-100s to about 250 right now. He's killed the Royals. He's hot right now, and the Rangers need him in the middle of the lineup.
It has made a huge difference in the middle of that order. He and Prince Fielder getting the runs home, and Mitch Moreland back in the lineup right behind him. So it's looking better and better for the Rangers in a very productive batting order that Jeff Bannister is able to put out there. Prince Fielder, Delino DeShields also doing a good job. The Royals and the Rangers coming up next for you from Globe Life Park. Texas Rangers baseball on Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealer. The EcoBoost Challenge is on at your Texas Ford dealer. Get to your best in Texas Ford dealer today. By AT&T UVerse TV. UVerse has more live TV channels on the go than cable. And by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. Now, Prince Fielder and company getting ready to take on the Kansas City Royals. Before we get things underway, let's head down to the field and check in with Emily Jones.
Well, Buzz, Prince Fielder has been perhaps the most consistent component of this Rangers offense so far this season. We're starting to see the power numbers come around. He notched his 4th home run in a hurry last night. But what was maybe even more impressive to his teammates, his manager, and those who watched him do it was when he busted his hump down the first base line yesterday on the ground.
Texas Ranger. Number one, I was upset that I hit it to the only guy on that side of the field. So instead of being a baby about it, I figured I'd run out the anger. And secondly, that's just the way I was, it's the way I was taught as far as how to play the game. I've got to, Robin Yount. I've got coaches like Robin Yount, Dale Slim, Ned, and they've always told me when I was, since I was a rookie to run the ball out. So that's just the only way I know how to play.
So fun to watch Prince Fielder play this season. What a difference a year has made, and really it can't be overstated, the impact he's having on this lineup and the impact, Tom and Buzz, I know that you see in that clubhouse that he has on his teammates, both veteran and young alike, and it's been really neat to see the way that he's performed this season, and hopefully it will continue.
You're right, Emily, and very much a leader on that Ranger ball club. Prince Fielder, contributor both in the clubhouse and on the field for the Texas Rangers. Good to see that happening.
Buzz, there's a lot of guys that are taught that but still don't do it.
Exactly.
You can be taught, you can be encouraged, but when you hit the ball, you still have to do it. And so credit to him for doing that.
Yeah, very much so. Prince Fielder getting the job done. Well, Tom, why don't you tell folks about the Amica Royals batting order today?
All right. Alcides Escobar will lead off again at shortstop. Mike Moustakas is second. Eric Hosmer at first base is third. Kendrys Morales will bat fourth. He's the DH. Alex Gordon moves from sixth up to the 5th spot in the lineup in left field. Omar Infante is at second base. Batting seventh is the right fielder Paulo Orlando. The catcher today is Drew Butera, giving Salvador Perez the day off. And in center field, batting ninth, is Gerard Dyson.
And we'll take a look at the pitcher that the Royals will face today. The progressive scouting report for Ross Detweiler. 0-4 this year, although he has pitched better the last couple of times out. He needs to work both sides of the plate with conviction. By that I mean no doubt in his mind that when he wants to come inside, he's going to get the ball in there and keep it in there. And don't get beat against a very aggressive team in Kansas City by trying to get ahead with a less than quality strike early in the count. So he's working on those things, and sometimes they come and go, but he needs to have good command today to battle this Kansas City team. We are underway with Alcides Escobar taking the pitch inside for ball one. Escobar at .305 with a home run and 11 driven in. 1 ball, 1 strike, and already Detweiler showing you a fastball inside and a fastball away. And both very good pitches. Escobar, that on-base percentage of .345, battling Detweiler. Detweiler has never faced the Kansas City team. He's faced a couple of hitters with them. He deals strike 2.
He's been one pitcher, Buzz. It's important for every pitcher, the location of your pitches, but it seems like it's been dramatic with Ross. The good games he's pitched, he's been able to command his fastball, and the lesser games he's had trouble doing.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Tom. And for him to be able to set the tone with the fastball, to get to his secondary pitches when he's ahead in the count, really critical. 2 balls, 2 strikes is the count. We will try it again after that foul ball. 76 humid degrees out here at Globe Life Park this afternoon. Breeze coming in over the right field stands. About 8 to 10 miles an hour would be my guess right about now. Clouds trying to break, let the sun through. Another 2-2. And another foul ball. Escobar making this rather perturbing at bat if you happen to be the pitcher.
I would think for a pitcher, there's nothing worse than a 10 or 11 pitch at bat to the leadoff hitter, especially
exactly.
if he gets on base.
Right. And you do get to the point where you say, hey, I got a whole bunch of other guys to face. Will you please put the ball in play when we get out here? Detweiler back to him. And that's line to left field. It'll be down in front of Peguero for a base hit. Well, Escobar, a 7-pitch at bat, ends up singling to left to get things underway. Let's check the rest of the Ranger defense. It's brought to you by Chicken Express. You saw Carlos Peguero in left field. Delino to Shields in center once again. Shin-Soo Choo is in right. Moreland at first. Field and Andrews up the middle. Beltre at third. And Carlos Corporan behind the plate here this afternoon. No one on, nobody out. Mike Moustakas will step in, hitting at .320. And when you look down the Kansas City order, you got Moustakas and Hosmer and Gordon. All pretty good left-handed hitters. Dyson. And if there's one strong suit that you can point at year after year for Ross Detweiler, it's been his ability to nullify left-handed hitters. Got him on the fist, Moustakas, now with a count of no balls and 2 strikes.
Most lineups he's faced this year, Buzz, maybe had one left-hand hitter, and I think a couple times there's been no left-hand hitters in the lineup. Not much Kansas City can do. They are going to play their regular players, and 3 of the key ones, Moustakas, Hosmer, and Gordon, are all left-hand hitters. Kane is a right-hand hitter. He's getting a day off today.
Yeah, as is Perez.
And the catcher is getting a day off.
Time was called. Now, to the point about Detweiler, he's in his career now, Ross has held left-handers to a .231 average. And that's over 50 points lower than what the average is against right-handers. Right-handers hit .288 against Detweiler. This year, Ross limiting left-handers to a .190 average, so even better than his career numbers. Now we're set for the 0-2 pitch. Moustakas with 4 home runs and 11 runs driven in. Royals in this series have pretty well been bottled up by the Ranger pitching. And again, it goes back to that starting rotation that we talked about. They have really done a good job in the month of May, and they have done so here against the Kansas City Royals. And a little chopper foul that Moreland tries to get before it veers off, but Could not. Well, it's still 0-2. As we were talking about in our pregame comments, the American League rankings, ERA in the month of May, Rangers starters are first. Opponent's average, opponent on-base percentage, opponent slugging, all first. Innings pitched second, so not only are the numbers good, statistically, they're getting deep into ball games, or deeper into ball games.
And the other thing that we mention every time we talk about the starting pitching is you have to credit the Rangers with the depth they created in their rotation, as opposed to last year when they didn't have that depth. No Derek Holland, no Yu Darvish, yet the starting pitching has thrived.
1-2. And a fly ball hit lazily out to center field. One gone. Back to first goes Escobar. And now Eric Hosmer coming up. Hosmer, 323 with the average. And he is really coming into his own as a quality hitter in the American League. Had a couple of good years before, but this year really putting it all together. Fourth in the American League with that 27 run driven in mark.
One thing it looks like is blossoming this year, or possibly anyway, it's early, are his power numbers. He's a kid that's kind of a slashing line drive type hitter who, in spite of solid seasons, has never hit 20 home runs in a year. Last year he only hit 9, but he's got 6 in 33 games so far this year. And it looks like you never can predict how a person is going to develop power, but I think when you look at the body that he's got and the swing that he's got, it's not a stretch to say he's going to hit a lot more home runs in the future than he has in the past.
You would sure think so.
And this may be the year that he breaks out in that department.
0-1 the count to him. Detweiler, a check of Escobar. Boy, good tailing fastball down and in to Hosmer. 0-2.
He's got that pitch, and boy, for so long, that very pitch was what made Matt Harrison successful against left-hand hitters.
Sure was. And hopefully will be very soon again.
Definitely.
That is just off the outside corner. Well, if the first inning tells you anything about Detweiler today, the command of his fastball is definitely there. And that is a good sign for the 29-year-old lefty. A ball and 2 strikes. Again, that fastball.
Doing a good job, in and out, in and out.
Sure is.
It makes a hitter step out and think.
Well, and you know, I would think you would know as a hitter, okay, he's gone out, in, out, in. One of these times he's going to cross me up.
Yeah,
and I don't want it to be this
He's going to do 2 in a row.
He's going to back it up somewhere, and I'm going to get caught in between. A check of first, the 1-2. Up the middle and into center field. Alcides Escobar will motor on around to third, and that is just a plain good job of hitting by Eric Hosmer. That was a pretty good pitch by Detweiler, got it in, and Hosmer's strong enough to muscle it through the middle of the diamond.
Yeah, it's almost in and off the plate. So you have to think that in that at-bat, when Hosmer stepped out after the foul ball, he said, I've got to protect in and maybe adjust to the pitch away. It's a little bit easier to do that than look for a pitch away and then get busted in. You're probably going to break your bat. And that wasn't necessarily the hardest struck ground ball he's ever hit, but under the circumstances behind in the count, it was a very nice job of hitting.
Mike Maddox, an early visit to the mound. He got runners at first and third, and Mike, with 1 out, wanted to make sure that the plan for how to pitch Kendrys Morales was in place. Morales, an RBI last night, is 26th of the year. And he looks at that off-speed pitch that catches the outside corner for strike 1. Morales, a .297 hitter with 4 home runs to go along with those 26 RBI. One behind Eric Hosmer. He's 5th in the American League. That gets away, but not far enough. Escobar was charging down the line from third just in case Corcoran couldn't get to the ball quickly, and he had to put the brakes on.
And both runners show an indication that they want to go, but then probably make the best decision because it just didn't roll that far away from them.
Well, 1 ball and 1 strike to Morales. Alcides Escobar, the runner at third. Eric Hosmer at first. Both of them singled here in the first inning. Big breaking ball that tried the back door and found the latch was on it. 2-1. Could have been, but wasn't. And that is a little bit low. 3 balls and a strike. Well, now you need to probably be careful with Morales. You have left-handed hitting Alex Gordon to follow him in the order. Let's see what Ross comes up with. In the dirt, ball 4. Well, he was careful with him. Morales draws the walk. That loads the bases for Alex Gordon. That's one of those situations. Mike Maddox out there earlier talking about the plan with Morales at the plate. But once you fall behind 2-1, 3-1, pretty tough to make yourself say, I'm just going to throw a strike to a guy like Morales in a run scoring situation with runners at the corners. So the double play still in order. 1 gone. Alex Gordon, a .290 hitter. He has 4 home runs, has driven in 17. Gordon going after that first pitch like he'd been watching what Detweiler did to Hosmer.
And it just goes to show you, if you execute your pitch and the hitter does have that philosophy, still not that easy to hit when you make it sink down and into a left-hand hitter. Tough pitch.
Kind of a hazy overcast now. The 0-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Detweiler dealing to Alex Gordon. Gordon in this series, 3 for 9. He's had a couple of doubles and a home run. Had a very good road trip. This is the 7th game, I should say, for Kansas City on this trip. That's out of play to the left. Gordon in Detroit and here in Texas, a .389 average. He's gone 7 for 18. Detweiler ahead in the count now, a ball and 2 strikes. Career with the bases loaded for Alex Gordon, a couple of grand slams this year, 1 for 2. Detweiler still working from the stretch with the sacks full. Tight, 2-2. Well, this is the pitch of decision for Detweiler and for Carlos Corporan. You want to get him on 2-2. You don't want to go to 3-2 to where it gives you no margin for error. Shattered roller out to second. They turn it at second base and not quite in time to get Gordon. Alcides Escobar scores. And the Royals have a 1-0 lead, but a good pitch by Ross Detweiler. It's a shame it didn't turn out better.
He made a good pitch. He just made it such a good pitch that the ball was hit so slowly they couldn't turn 2. And there wasn't much Tommy Field could do. If he went after the runner had stopped. He would have had to throw to first, and then a run would have scored anyway, even if you got him in a rundown. He tried to go to second, feeling like that was the best chance to get the double play, and it probably was. Ball just wasn't hit hard enough. So the runner stopped. He wasn't going to be able to tag him and throw to first in time to get Gordon anyway.
So Gordon drives in his 18th run of the year in Kansas City, an early 1-0 lead. Now Omar Infante will be up there. Veteran second baseman. And he hits one right off the end of the bat and foul down the first base side. Infante, a .229 hitter. No home runs, but he's driven in 14. And that's because he's been an excellent hitter in these situations with runners in scoring position. He's hit .310 this year, driving in 13 of the 14 RBI that he has. Got Hosmer down at third. Alex Gordon over at first. Fly ball to right field. Chu moving back, makes the catch, and that will do it. The Royals get a run on a couple of hits, and they strand two. After a half inning, Royals 1, Rangers coming up on Fox Sports Southwest. To an early 1-0 lead. Now Tom's going to tell you about the Southwest Airlines Texas Rangers starting lineup.
Rangers will start again with Shin-Soo Chu in the leadoff spot, followed by Elvis Andrus. Prince Fielder is third. Adrian Beltre at third base bats fourth. Mitch Moreland is the first baseman. Carlos Peguero will bat sixth and play left field. Tommy Field bats seventh at second base. Carlos Corporan bats eighth, and batting ninth is Delano DeShields.
And that lineup will be facing the 36-year-old veteran Jeremy Guthrie. Guthrie, a very good sinking fastball, sharp slider. When he's on, he gets a lot of ground balls and a lot of contact that is not real sharp. Rangers need to really make him get the ball up in the strike zone. They've had good success against him in the past when they've been able to do that. And Shin-Soo Chu on a pretty good roll himself. Brings in a 12-game hitting streak. 2 consecutive games hitting the ball out of the ballpark to start the ball game. Can he get the hat trick? I'd like to see that. I think I said 12 games, a 13-game hitting streak for Chu. Longest by a Ranger this year. 2-1 the count against Jeremy Guthrie. And 3-1. So Chu trying to start things off by getting aboard Elvis Andrus. The Ranger shortstop waits to be next. Chu 7 out of 14 in the first 3 games of this series against Kansas City. Hard hit ball off the glove of Hosmer and down the right field line. Chu, after a turn, will hang on as Orlando gets the ball quickly, but another rope off the bat of Shin-Soo Chu.
First time up the last 3 days, he has pulled the rope to right field. 2 of them went all the way out of the ballpark. This one, if he got it up a little bit, might have gone out of the ballpark as well. Hard hit ball, almost turned into an out by Hosmer at first base. Fortunately, he wasn't able to keep it in his glove. Well, he's gotten himself in position, leading off the last 3 games. Working the count, got 3 times, got fastballs right down the middle of the plate and ripped all 3 of them.
Oh, a 14-game hitting streak now for Chu. Here's Elvis. High and tight. One more look at that blast by Chu.
Off the side of the glove.
He didn't have a whole lot of time to react on there, did he?
He didn't.
Elvis, a .228 average. Here's a home run, 8 driven in. 2 balls, no strikes. Elvis has had good success against Jeremy Guthrie in his career. He's gone 9 for 25. That's a .360 mark with a home run. Guthrie, of course, with Kansas City the last couple of years. Rangers remember him from his days in Baltimore. Elvis taking a strike, and it's 2-1. Elvis 3 out of 10 on the homestand, despite going 0 for 3 in last night's game. 22 consecutive games now for Elvis. He's reached base. Hit, a walk, a hit by pitch. That ties the longest active streak in the American League. It's the second longest in baseball. Pretty good bunt. Moustakas, a quick throw, and just did get Elvis.
It was a good bunt, not quite good enough. He bunted it just a little bit too hard. The angle of the bunt was perfect where the pitcher couldn't get it, but it was rolling just hard enough so that Moustakas had time to pick it up and make the play at first base. Moustakas is even with the bag, does a nice job of anticipating the bunt. It just had to be a little bit slower, and Elvis would have had a base hit.
Well, that'll go down as a sacrifice, I'm sure, for Elvis Andrus. 5-3 on the putout. Into scoring position, Shin-Soo Chu. And now the big guy's coming up. The run producer, Prince Fielder, will be the first. Adrian Beltre will be the second. And then Mitch Moreland, if they can get all 3 of them up there. Inside for ball 1. Prince, 346. with 4 home runs, 19 driven in. And he has had some good luck against Guthrie also. 478 average with a home run. Pulled the string and fielder just a bit out in front of it. That's 6 for 13 in the first 3 games of this series. Couple of home runs. So that the long ball has become part of his game again. It was AWOL for the first month of the season. Only had 1. Hitting. Guthrie trying to get that fastball in and tried to tuck it right on the shirt sleeve.
Prince wasn't what you would say really alarmed by that at all.
Didn't impress him too much, did it?
Someone played soft toss and hit him in the arm with it. Brushed it off, and off to first base he goes. Thank you.
Yep. The ball is bruised.
Good to get a base runner, but you don't get a chance to see Prince swing the bat, and he's been doing that pretty well lately. But so is Adrian.
Yeah, Beltre, you talked about, Tom, what he has done in the last 3.5 weeks. He's come from 140 up to 250 with the batting average. Yep. He's also started hitting the long ball himself and driving in runs. Beltre has hit 343 in the last 8 ball games. He's hit 311 over the last 22, and that's what's raised his average from 140. 2 balls and no strikes now. And Adrian picking things up. Got that 5-game hitting streak at 364. He's also 6 for his last 17 with runners in scoring position. And he's got Shin-Soo Choo at second here in the first inning. 2-1 now. Beltre with an RBI in 4 straight and 8 of the last 13 games for the Rangers. 2-1 pitch. Shallow right field. Going out is the second baseman Infante. And coming on, the right fielder Orlando. The infield fly rule had been put into play by first base umpire Angel Hernandez.
I don't know if I've ever seen an outfielder catch an infield fly before.
Not sure I have. I was just trying to think of that.
You can see him yelling. Evidently, Orlando didn't hear him, because he's a little bit closer than I think Infante would have preferred on that play.
Infante ended up catching it, and Orlando caught Infante's glove.
Yeah.
Along with the ball. And to clarify that, the infield fly rule doesn't mean the ball has to be in the infield itself. Just so that an infielder will have a routine play on it.
And the other side of it is, even if Infante was calling for it, the outfielder has the prerogative to call him off. So either Orlando was calling him off and Infante didn't hear him, or Orlando didn't make any call and Infante just stood his ground and caught it. Hard to tell from here exactly what happened.
In any event, it is out number 2 and brings Mitch Moreland up in a run-producing situation. 1 ball, no strikes, the count to Mitch. Way inside. And had to jackknife out of the way of that Guthrie offering. Mitch came back last night, went 2 for 3 in the ballgame. A pair of singles and extended his hitting streak to 4 consecutive ballgames. If you go back before surgery, had surgery on the 29th of April. Take some bone chips out of that elbow, out of his left elbow. Guthrie ready for the 2-0 pitch. Now 3-0. And the Royals with the defense this afternoon of Alex Gordon, Gerard Dyson in center, and Paulo Orlando is in right. Hosmer at first, Infante and Escobar up the middle. Mike Moustakas at third, and Drew Butera to start behind the plate. 3-0 to Mitch. I think he has the green light if he sees a pitch to his liking. Pretty good sinker on the outside corner, 3-1.
Well, maybe not his ideal pitch. And on 3-0, if you're going to swing, you want to make sure it is your ideal pitch. You don't want to just make contact or hit a tough pitch and put it in play. You want to get a pitch that you can drive. Yep, and it was right on the outside corner with tailing action. Let it go.
Guthrie back to the plate, and Mitch out in front of that a bit, hits a little tapper that Hosmer grabs and steps on the bag, and that'll do it. Rangers get a couple on, a base hit, and a hit batter. They strand 2, and after 1, it's the Royals 1, the Rangers nothing on Fox Sports Southwest. They're coming to bat at the top of the second. And let's welcome in Jim Knox. Hello, Jim.
All right, hello, Buzz. Big happenings before the game here on the turf of Globe Life Park. Elvis running the Special Olympics torch around the field because Special Olympics kicks off next week. And Doug Ray with Special Olympics is here to tell us about that. Doug?
Yes, sir. The summer games will be Thursday through Sunday at the University of Texas at Arlington. We'll have about 3,000 Special Olympic athletes participating in track and field, basketball, tennis, soccer, several sports. But today it was about the law enforcement torch run. This is a group we're very grateful to be involved with. They raise over $1 million each year to support our athletes. And I have the pleasure of working with them on a daily basis to do all kinds of activities all across the state. And today was the start of the run, and we'll have about 350 officers convene on UTA next weekend to be involved with our opening ceremonies.
That is excellent. Elvis, a big part of that, helping you guys out?
Oh, we love Elvis. He's a great friend to Special Olympics and especially to our Special Olympic athletes, and we're so honored to work with him, and he's such a great member of the community in so many ways, but we just love Elvis to be a part of our organization.
Very good. Doug, best of luck. Thanks for all you do. Appreciate the time. Thank you. Buzz?
All right, Knoxy, thank you. Paulo Orlando starting things off here in the second inning. Bottom third of the order facing Ross Detweiler. Orlando, a 29-year-old rookie, made his major league debut with the Royals earlier in the season. He made quite a splash getting into the big leagues. He had 5 triples in his first week of play. And we know that Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City is fairly large, but that's ridiculous.
Yeah, what was the other part of that? No one's ever done that since in 100 years or something?
According to Elias Sports Bureau, no player had ever had more than 3 triples in their first 7 games since 1900.
That's pretty good then.
He drives this one to center field, but Delino DeShields retreating has room.
Definitely no one has done it and their place of origin was Brazil.
No.
I don't think there's been many Brazilians in the game.
3.
3?
Yeah, 3. You have Orlando and Jan Gomes with the Cleveland Indians, also Andre Rienzo.
Ah, okay.
But that's it.
They just didn't have the triples.
No. Well, I can't see Jan Gomes having a whole bunch of triples being a catcher. But maybe. I shouldn't say that.
Orlando is playing in place of Alex Rios, who's on the disabled list. He looks a little bit like Alex Rios, the way he swings, tall, lanky.
Yep.
Athletic looking.
1-0 pitch here to Drew Butera. Ranger fans might remember Butera as a member of the Angels when we saw the Angels a couple of series ago. Royals acquired him from the Angels last Thursday. Royals needing a backup for Salvador Perez. Perez is going to catch 130, 135 games probably. They need somebody to spell him for the extra 30.
Yeah, when you look at Perez, he's a big, strong guy. He's not one of those guys you have to give a lot of rest to and say, well, you catch 110 games for me. I need someone to catch 150 games and get 175 at bats. They don't need that kind of guy.
Back to the screen, still 2-2. Yeah, he's kind of a throwback catcher. The way he's built, the guys used to be Bill Freehand, people like that.
He is, and you don't see guys catching the amount of games the catchers used to catch.
Butera got one a pitch up and away and able to slap it to right field for a 1-out single.
I mean, it wasn't out of the ordinary for Jim Sundberg throughout his career to catch over 140 games and many times over 150 games. Right. That's not many days off for a catcher. Same with Pudge. No, and Sonny wasn't going to get at bats as a DH if he was going to be in the game. It was going to be as a catcher.
You saying he couldn't hit?
No, I'm just saying that that there might have been a regular DH on the team. Now we could say that, and Sonny would take it in stride.
He always come back to me anyway with that 37 hopper that he hit against me that won a game for you guys.
I just know I played, as you did, a lot of guys and a lot of tough players, but I think he was right up there at the top.
Yeah.
He would take foul tips off the collarbone, off the ankle, off the hands, and never complain, never come out of the game. He might grimace at home plate with his mask on, but he said he learned to stay out of the training room because of Gaylord Perry. Every time he was in the training room, Gaylord would come over and put his thumb on the bruise and push down on it. He said that hurt more than not going to the training room.
Gerard Dyson up there, the number 9 man in the Royals order. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And call strike 3.
A lot of guys will play tough, but when they get an injury on the field, they like to make sure that you know how badly it hurts by how they walk around or how the trainer comes out. Sonny never did that. Sonny just stayed right behind home plate, and Bill Ziegler, the trainer, knew enough to just stay in the dugout. Didn't want to see him out there.
Detweiler with his first strikeout. They're now 2 away with Butera at first. And Alcides Escobar hits a little 2-hopper the Detweiler fields and throws to first. A nice job by Detweiler working around the 1-out single. 1 stranded for the Royals after 1.5. Kansas City on top, 1-0. It's brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. The EcoBoost Challenge is on at your Texas Ford dealer. Get to your best in Texas Ford dealer today. Now the Rangers come to bat here in the bottom of the second, trailing 1-0. It'll be Figueroa, Field, and Corcoran to face Jeremy Guthrie. Figueroa, a tough night last night. He had 4 strikeouts. Trying to bunt his way aboard, or at least thinking about it.
I want to break that 4 strikeout streak, put a ball in play, and then we'll go from there.
Hitting at an even 200 now. Guthrie back to him. 1 ball and 1 strike. Royals putting a shift on, not the extreme overshift, but Escobar, the shortstop, only a couple of steps from being right behind second. That was a towering pop-up on the infield. The stock is called off by Escobar, and he begrudgingly get out of the way.
You see what he did? He turned his back and walked away, too, as if to give the message, I don't mind the shortstop taking charge, but I can handle third base. That ball was popped up right to me.
And he's pointing out to the flags, too, out there and saying, hey, the wind's blowing it my way, too.
Yeah, he didn't say anything to Escobar, but as soon as Escobar called him off, he turned his back and walked toward left field, and I think the message was delivered.
1 out. Here's Tommy Field. Tommy getting his 4th straight start at second base. 2 balls, no strikes. Here's what
watch
you're talking
Moustakis. I got it. Okay, you want it? Fine. I'm not going to watch you catch it.
The heck with you. 2-1. Tommy Field joining the ball club for Monday's game from Round Rock. Off to a good start down at AAA. Guthrie, quick reactions, cat-like reactions. 2 gone.
Yeah, Guthrie's a good athlete. I think every time that he pitches against this Buzz, we rattle off some interesting information. He's probably got a biography that reads a lot more interesting than most of us who played. He was the class valedictorian. He was the most valuable player of the baseball, basketball, and football team. Went to Brigham Young for a year. Then he went on a Mormon mission to Spain for 2 years. Didn't play baseball. Fluent in Spanish. Came back, went to Stanford. Drafted after his junior year. Didn't sign. Number 1 draft choice by the Indians. After his senior year, he did sign. The Indians somehow left him unprotected. He was drafted and pitched well by the Orioles. Traded to Colorado, traded to Kansas City. This is where he's enjoyed his most success the last 3 years.
Other than that, it's been a pretty mundane existence.
Pretty amazing. What didn't this kid do? He had to be the most likely to succeed in his senior yearbook.
0-2 pitch coming to Corcoran. It's low and inside. Carlos, a 190 average with a home run and 4 driven in. Switch hitter up there batting left-handed against the right-hander Guthrie. Carlos 0 for 1 in this series. Came on as a pinch hitter in the first game. Carlos making his 13th start behind the dish. And he's gotten on base despite only having 3 hits in his last 23 times up. He's gotten on base in 11 of his last 14 games. Either by a hit, a walk, hit by pitch. Takes that pitch inside, and it's 2-2. Guthrie to the wind. And Corcoran just softly up the middle. Escobar handles that. And Guthrie now has retired the last 5 Rangers he has faced. We finished 2 at Globe Life Park. The Royals 1, the Rangers nothing. TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, is celebrating 13 years. Watch every out-of-market game live or on demand in True HD. Get real-time highlights, live look-ins, pitch tracking widget, and a whole lot more every night on every device. Visit MLB.tv for details. Well, the Royals come to bat here in the top of the 3rd inning, leading 1-0. Mike Moustakas to lead things off, and Ross Detweiler misses just off the plate for ball 1. Moustakas had a fly ball to center his first time up there. Royals with 3 base hits, put 2 of them together in that first inning for a run. And a 1-out single in the second. They have stranded 3. Moustakas a .317 average. Tommy Field from the outfield grass throws out Moustakas, 1 away. Next will be Eric Hosmer. Before we get there, let's send it over to John Radigan with the Mazda game break.
First baseman Eric Hosmer.
All right, John, thank you.
I think Glazes is a pretty stylish defensive player at shortstop.
Yeah.
Tigers didn't have him last year. He was hurt. Acquired him from the Red Sox in a big trade. He has kind of anchored their defense this year.
Fastball to Hosmer, catches the outside corner. Detweiler, 51 pitches so far.
We've seen Ian do that same play, too. From either Elvis or Michael Young, the bare hand back to first base. I was listening to a Tiger broadcast early in the year, and they were talking about Ian being a Gold Glove candidate at second base, so he must be playing some great defense for the Tigers for them to feel that way.
A ball and 2 strikes to Hosmer, who had a single to center back in the first inning. And chopper over the mound, but Elvis has this one played near the bag. 2 gone. Now all of a sudden Ross Detweiler getting some ground ball outs, and that's when you know that he's spotting up that fastball and turning it over a bit, getting that sinking action.
He threw a lot of pitches in the first inning. He gave up a run, but I think, you know, another thing that Mike Maddox might have said to him, Buzz, is, look, you've got yourself into a little bit of trouble, but don't change anything because you're making. We were talking about the same thing. He's making good pitches. They just happened to hit one of them, and he's kind of kept the same style and really working for him right now.
Kendrys Morales takes ball 1, and that can happen to anybody, any pitcher. You can have all the experience in the world, and still, when you're making good pitches and things aren't turning out the way you want them to, you end up saying to yourself sometimes, "What am I doing wrong?"
Yeah, I got to do something better. I got to throw it harder.
And that generally is what a younger pitcher will try to do.
Yeah.
2-0 pitch. Pulled the string on that one to Morales, 2-1.
I've heard pitchers say that in those situations sometimes it's better to take a deep breath and back off and throw it a little slower.
Softer.
Now that's just not in your DNA to do that.
No, but that's part of the experience thing, and I think you'll find that works a lot better overall than trying to pump up and throw it harder.
Yeah.
Morales is going to have an opposite field double with 2 outs as he motors into second base. So Kendrys Morales with his first hit of the afternoon, a double to go along with the first inning walk. He's in scoring position now for Alex Gordon.
Kansas City has an excellent offense this year. They were at one point in time in the last couple of days second in runs scored in the American League. And we talked about a lot of their hitters and the way they use the whole field. I think that's kind of the hallmark of their team, is basically from 1 through 9. There's not pull hitters in their lineup. They hit the ball from foul line to foul line. It's probably a reason they don't strike out at all. No one strikes out fewer times than Kansas City. And I think when you have a team that uses the whole field, hits the ball where it's pitched, you're less likely to strike out. Just about every guy in their lineup is like that.
Yeah. Yeah, and we kind of lose sight of the power factor too. When they play in a ballpark like they do in Kansas City, your home run totals are not going to be impressive.
No.
But they've got some guys that not only go the other way, they can hit the ball out the other way.
Yeah. I'm saying that's one of the big improvements in Moustakas this year, is he's not trying to pull the ball. He's hitting more balls to left field, and his average early in the season anyway reflects that. He's also hit left-handed pitching a lot better this year than he did last year, even though he's 0 for 2 today.
A ball and a strike to Gordon. And throw down to second. That's going to go into center field. And Morales up, and he will lumber on into third. Now Corporan's throw, no way for Elvis to get back at it. It was behind the sliding Morales going into second. And Elvis completely screened off by the runner.
Well, at least there's 2 outs. A little more dangerous for that to happen with less than 2 outs.
Yeah, and much better to try that at second base and throw it away than it is third base.
Yeah, throw it to third base. The center fielder's not right behind you.
Yeah, exactly. 2 balls and a strike to Gordon. That's pulled foul down the right side. Looks like Alex Gordon, after that first at bat, when he grounded into a fielder's choice, has moved off the plate a little bit. He, I think, was impressed by.
Well, if getting jammed will make you do that, yeah. He probably is, because he got jammed about as good as you can get jammed.
Sure did.
Wish he didn't get jammed. He might have hit into a double play. Would have hit it harder.
2-2. Morales at third and 2 outs. Got him swinging.
Good pitch.
Good pitch down and away, and Detweiler works around the 2-out double. Stranded runner for Kansas City after 2.5. Royals 1, Rangers nothing. As we head to the bottom of the third, let's take a look at our T-Mobile game changer for the afternoon. How about Delino DeShields? This series against the Royals, he's gone 5 for 9 with 2 walks, 2 stolen bases, 5 runs scored. He's been out there in place of the injured Leonis Martin, and Leonis might have his wrist healing pretty quickly. Well, your replacement doing that.
Yeah, I think it's got to be going through your mind when you watch that kid take charge and perform the way he's performed, given the opportunity.
It's been impressive. Not that he's gotten the hits that he has, but be as selective at the plate as he has. So as soon as I say that, I'll swing at a breaking ball that's off the outside. That's all right.
Yeah, he was looking for a fastball probably. Nothing wrong with that. Puts him in the same category as a lot of other guys.
Yep. 4-game hitting streak, 7 out of 13.
He might have hurt his hand a little bit when he swung at that pitch.
The 1-1 to right field. That'll send Orlando back a bit. 1 gone. Now back to the top of the order. A quick reminder that Texas Ranger Treasure Chest is the place to go for great deals or great inventory. Get amazing seats that are rarely available behind home plate for the 29th and 30th of May. Those are the games against the Boston Red Sox. Visit TexasRangers.com/treasure chest and check out those deals today. Shin-Soo Choo up for his second at bat. He had a bullet off the glove of the first baseman Hosmer his first time up for a base hit. Choo now with the average up over 230. 14-game hitting streak. Over those 14 games, he's gone from an .096 average to 231.
Well, last pitch looked like a borderline pitch at best.
1-2.
Yeah, it was. That's exactly what it was. But technically it can go as a strike. It's just not a very easy strike to hit. Trying to throw it right there again.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Chu in that 14-game streak, a .357 mark. Guthrie, a long look in. The right-hander goes to work. Up the middle and into center field, a base hit. Shin-Soo Chu continuing to swing that magic wand. When he doesn't hit the ball hard, it finds a hole, and that's part of being hot.
Yeah, Adrian's kind of in the same situation. Early in the year when they're struggling, they weren't hitting the ball like they wanted to, but when they did, it seemed like someone was there to catch it and turn it into an out. Then when you get hot, this is what happens. You hit the ball a little bit off the handle, but you hit it right up the middle. There's no one there to catch it.
So Chu with his second hit of the afternoon. Rangers have relied on Chu to get both their hits. Here's Elvis. Quick move over to first. Elvis had a sacrifice bunt his first time to the plate. And I think, truth be known, if you asked Elvis, he was probably trying to bunt for a base hit.
Yeah, he was.
But the rules allow the official score to give him a sacrifice.
Yeah, the one that one is, I think, accepted. You're bunting for a base hit, but there's nobody out and you move the runner to second. Right. The ones that get me, you do the same thing with 1 out and get a sacrifice.
Yep.
I mean, you got to be a pretty bad hitter to sacrifice bunt with 1 out and a man on first base.
Yeah.
That's not what they're doing.
Or you got to be a pitcher in the National League.
Yeah, a pitcher, maybe a pitcher. But I guess the rule is written so that is something the scorekeeper, feels comfortable in doing.
Look out. Fastball up and in to Elvis. That pitch very close to Elvis. Trying to back bend out of the way of that. 2 balls and no strikes. Chu the lead from first. And again, Guthrie missing inside, and Butera going to go out and have a chat with the veteran right-hander. Butera telling him, no, wait a minute, this is the number 2 hitter, and you've got Prince Fielder and Adrian Beltre and Mitch Moreland coming up after this. I don't think you want to walk him, do you?
I wouldn't say that's a recipe for success. You might get away with it, but I wouldn't say that would be a game plan.
Yeah, I agree with you. 3-0. Now 3-1. Talking about that 22-game on-base streak for Elvis. He's tied with Trevor Plouffe for the Twins, longest streak in the American League. Matt Holliday has a 33-game streak in the National League, and this is going to turn into a double play as Chu is off and moving with a pitch on the 3-1, and Elvis hit a bullet, but at Infante, and that's going to do it. Rangers get a hit, nobody left. On to the 4th we go. 1-0 Kansas City. Join the Texas Rangers players, coaches, and alumni for the Park Place dealership's Texas Rangers Triple Play Game Show Spectacular. This year will be a big top bash at the Hilton Anatole, and proceeds benefit the Texas Rangers Baseball Foundation. To purchase tickets or for more information, visit TexasRangers.com/triple play, or you can call 817-436-5933. Top of the 4th inning, Omar Infante leading off against Ross Detweiler. 0-2 the count very quickly, and joining us, as always, in the booth here at home, Mark McLemore. Matt, good to see you. Hey, we need some help offensively today. We haven't gotten that going yet.
Yeah, we need some runs. Okay, we'll get it the bottom half of the next 2 innings. Not just 1, but 2 innings.
All right. Infante, fly ball to right. His first time up there. Royals put a run on the board in the first, and Detweiler has kept them off the board since. Still 1-2. Detweiler last time out, only able to work 4 innings down in Tampa Bay. Again, gave up an early run, then shut down the Rays until he got to the 5th. Whooping drive to right, that's going to settle in for a base hit. Infante with a leadoff single. Well, the second time in 4 innings that the Royals have had the leadoff man aboard.
Pitches away, maybe not even a strike. Definitely not a strike. Several inches outside. Infante hasn't seen too many pitches he doesn't like to swing at.
I think that's pretty much a general theme on this Kansas City club.
Pretty much. He might be the captain of the team.
Here's Paulo Orlando. Speedy outfielder.
If you watched his stance and then just took a quick look at him on TV and turned away, you'd swear that was Alex Rios. Not right now.
Right there?
Yeah, just take a quick look at him.
Yeah, you're right. This is going to be a problem. Nobody at first base, and Orlando is going to beat it out for a base hit. Caught the Rangers completely unaware, not ready for that kind of a push bunt. And of course, Orlando with great speed puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the defense.
Yeah, you can't do it as a first baseman. You've got to stay at first base. If you leave first base, the runner's going to be safe. That wasn't a sac bunt. It was more of a push bunt for a hit, and it turns into a sac if you make an out. But as soon as Mitch leaves that bag, there's no way the second baseman can get over to first base. The pitcher, I mean, that's his responsibility, and they know that. Adrian's got the third base line with a runner on first, and the pitcher has the first base side. So Mitch has to stay home on that play.
Well, we'll see what happens now with Drew Butera up there in first and second and nobody out.
Doctor Defense couldn't have got to first base on that one, could he?
Nobody's getting to first base on that. Now, this is a different situation. Runner at first and second, Mitch is in. He can come in because you see Field, the second baseman, his responsibility now is to cover first base and be there. So as soon as that hitter squares around the bunt, then you'll see him all in motion.
What are the situations with first and second that determine whether you try and get the force at third with the wheel play or the play at second to get the runner at first?
Typically, it's late in the ball game when you run that wheel play because you're trying to trick that offense and get that runner at third base to keep from getting in there with nobody out, like this situation here. So you really want to save that wheel play, or I like to save it, for the end of the ball game when it's really close.
Butera again around to bunt down the third baseline. A little hesitation, and Detweiler thought about going to third, but decided not to try it, and the sacrifice is successful. That puts runners at second and third and 1 out for Gerard Dyson.
Butera bunted the ball exactly where he needed to. You either make the third baseman come get it, or the pitcher field it, and with Infante, not a speed burner, but a decent runner, he's going to make it to third base on that ball because it wasn't bunted very hard.
Now with 1 out and the number 9 man up there, the Rangers pulling the defense, the infield, all the way in. They will try and cut that extra run down at the plate if they possibly can. Dyson called out on strikes, his first time facing Detweiler. Knee-high strike, it's 0-1. And of course, with Dyson, a guy like Dyson up there, always have to be aware of the possibility for a squeeze. A 200 average for Dyson. Detweiler with the 0-1 pitch. And 0-2. Dyson with just 1 RBI this year. Ross ready, a belt high set. 1-2. Detweiler now 75 pitches with his next offering. 49 strikes, 25 balls for the first 74. inside that got him. Last thing that Ross Detweiler wanted to do was hit Gerard Dyson with a 1-2 pitch. The number 9 man, and he'd pretty much been having his way with Dyson, and that fastball, the tailing fastball, just got away from him.
Yeah, he was using the in-out approach with his fastball in that at bat. He got him to swing and miss at a fastball in, then threw a ball just barely outside, and then comes back in again. Really not that far inside. Dyson just never brings his hands back, takes it off the elbow. If he just stood there with his hands down, the ball wouldn't hit him.
I think he got hit twice, both arms.
Yeah, both.
Pinball.
You don't want to move your arms out of the way, I'll hit both of them then.
Well, Mike Maddox out to have a brief chat with Corcoran and Detweiler. So the bases are full now of Kansas City Royals with 1 out and the top of the order. Alcides Escobar. They're going to move the infield now at the middle of the infield back to double play depth. Both Beltre and Moreland in a little bit at the corners. Out of play. Escobar 1 for 2 this afternoon. Had a first inning single and has scored the only run so far in this ball game. 1 career grand slam for Escobar. He has 1 home run this year. He has driven in, though, 11. The 0-1 pitch coming from Detweiler. The ball on a strike. Alcides Escobar hit in the face by a pitch. Not a week and a half ago. Had to spend some time on the concussion DL. He has been good since he came back. Those numbers telling you 346. And he's ahead of the count now to Detweiler at 2 balls and a strike. Infante at third, Orlando at second, Dyson at first. And ball 3 misses. Now, Ross Detweiler has really put himself behind the 8 ball. You got a 3-1 count to the leadoff man, Mike Moustakas. Number 2 hitter is waiting in the on-deck circle. Nowhere to put Escobar. Line drive to right. That's a base hit. 1 run is home. Orlando coming around. He will score. The throw into second. It's a 2-run single for Escobar. And the Royals have jumped out now to a 3-0 lead.
When you fall behind 3-1 and bases loaded, you just say to yourself, I can't walk him. I've got to throw a strike. You don't really have the luxury of trying to nip the inside corner in or away. You just have to throw a strike, and this makes the 300 hitter about probably a 380 hitter in that situation. Middle of the plate, it's down, but that's not a problem for Escobar.
No, 3 runs on 7 hits now for Kansas City as a couple are plated on that Escobar base hit. Still just 1 out with runners at the corners for Moustakas. And now they've got Escobar caught in a rundown. And the tag made by Elvis Andrus. Nowhere for Dyson at third to go.
So many times you see the fielder get rid of the ball too quick, Mac, but he did it right that time, did he? What's the key to that rundown play?
Perfect. The key to that rundown like that, anytime you get in a rundown, you want to make that runner commit, meaning you want to make him turn his back to you so he's running and not hopping or skipping sideways, because then he can go either way. But as soon as he commits and turns his back to you, that's when you throw the ball. But you've got to, the guy that's receiving the ball, you've got to be closing that gap as he's coming towards you, and try and get him with 1 throw. And that's the optimal way to do a rundown. You'll see guys a lot of times, and Beltre does it all the time, that the guy who's holding the ball, chasing the runner, he's faking, trying to fake that runner out. But what happens is you're also faking out the guy that you're going to throw the ball to.
You see his glove moving.
Right. So that can get you in a lot of trouble.
Now Moustakas a fly ball to right. That'll do it for the Royals. But they put 2 on the board. 2 runs on 3 hits and lead 1 after 3.5. It's now the Royals 3 and the Raiders nothing. post-game fireworks show is coming up tomorrow following the Indians-Ranger game. Fans will enjoy a fireworks show paying tribute to breast cancer awareness. Get $14 upper reserve tickets using the online coupon code FIREWORKS. Just go to TexasRangers.com/specials. The Rangers now down by a 3 spot as Prince Fielder leads off here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Fielder, Beltre, and Moreland will face Jeremy Guthrie. And with nobody on base now, the Royals going into an extreme overshift with Fielder up there. Prince looked like he was trying to hit that ball the other way, but that's about as extreme an overshift as you're going to see. Escobar, the shortstop, staying up the middle, but not very far on the third base side of second.
Pretty hard to find a hole on that side of the field.
And Prince Fielder again hit by a Guthrie fastball. Came in on him, and he's not happy about that. Second time today.
They were trying to throw him in, not trying to hit him, trying to throw him in. Haven't been able to do it successfully. Hit him twice. In a 3-0 game, Guthrie's not trying to put the leadoff man on. He's trying to make a pitch, just didn't execute it very well. Problem for Prince is it looked like I hit him in the same spot that the one before it hit him. Gotta hurt.
So Fielder on to start the 4th inning. Adrian Beltre, a pop out to second. Back in the 1st. It's kind of a big swing at that sweeper of a breaking ball for strike 1. Beltre now 248 for the season. 4 home runs, a dozen driven in. 0-2. Look at our Ford leaderboard. Home runs all time by third baseman Mike Schmidt with 548, the most. Eddie Matthews at 512. Chipper Jones. Adrian Beltre right behind Darrell Evans in the top 5. Beltre's next will be number 400. 1-2. That will even the count. Beltre also with that 23 consecutive game hitting streak against Kansas City. That is tied with Pudge Rodriguez for the longest streak against the Royals. Out of play on the first base side. It's also the second longest active streak by any major league player against an opponent. Two balls and 2 strikes. Wow. And Adrian Beltre with those numbers during that streak. A .411 average in the 23 games. 5 home runs, 16 RBI. 5 doubles and a triple in there too. Another 2-2. Well, Adrian protecting not only the plate, but both batters' boxes, it looked like.
This is the kind of bat they had the other night when he got the base hit to tie the ball game late in the game. That was almost the same pitch. How many people have that kind of flair after you foul one off?
Guthrie again set. Adrian got a little bit of the lumber on that one, but pulled it about 70 feet foul.
I think he's trying to give everybody in the ballpark a souvenir. Both sides.
Good job.
He's got the third base side covered, first base side covered, behind the plate.
Yeah.
How about the outfield? Give somebody in the outfield a souvenir now.
Well, nobody in the Royals dugout got one. They apparently didn't want the ball because it came back out. Adrian having an at-bat that only Adrian Beltre can have. Still 2-2. Fielder, a modest lead at first. Up the middle, Infante able to reach and haul it in.
Same ball Elvis hit.
Yeah.
First baseman, Mitch Moreland.
So he's fouling off pitches that are inside, probably a little bit off the plate. Then he throws him a ball that's kind of cutting away off the plate outside and still almost got a base hit on it. Pitch is probably not a strike. 10th pitch. Almost ended up as a base hit.
Oh, one out. Here's Mitch Moreland. Mitch had a ground ball to first in the first. Guthrie able to drop that breaking ball in for strike one. 320 average for the Ranger first baseman. Guthrie a check of first. Ground ball into the shift. The second, and that's all they're going to get. Had the shortstop Escobar covering second base, and he was fed by the third baseman, Mike Moustakas. No, out number two. Fielder off the bag. Here's your routine 5-6 putout at second base.
Yeah, you see that play all the time.
Yeah. I'm writing some strange numbers down in my scorebook lately for those things. Carlos Peguero, a pop out to short. And the pitch in the dirt gets away from Butera, so Moreland will head on down to second. He's now in scoring position after the wild pitch. Butera not able to shift out quickly enough and get that upper body in front of the baseball. Kind of carried off his chest protector, got away from it. Well, Moreland getting the lead from second. The 1-0 pitch is in. 1 ball and 1 strike. Peguero now in this series 0 for 10. That batting mark down below the 200 level. Still with 4 home runs and 9 RBI. And he's not cut his swing down one bit. He is still letting that thing fly.
And a little tough time the last couple of days catching up with a fastball. Last 2 pitches right in the center of the plate. He had a couple pretty good pitches to hit.
The 1-2 got him swinging. Well, Guthrie with that good sinker gets the strikeout. Rangers strand a runner. We'll go on to the 5th inning here at Globe Life Park. 3-0 Kansas City. Now let's take you back to the World Series of last year. Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City. Alex Gordon with 2 outs against Addison Bumgarner. Dropped that sinking line drive in front of Blanco and thought about trying to make it all the way around. He got the third. And then Salvador Perez, the foul pop. And that gave the Giants the World Championship. And there will be from then until forever talk about whether Gordon should have tried to score, whether they should have tried to score him with 2 outs.
It was tough. Watching that again, it looked like it was a tough thing for him to anticipate he was going to have a chance to go all the way around the bases. It looked like he planned to stop at third base. Maybe if he went from second base to third like he thought he was going to be able to score and was waved around all the way, maybe he would have had a chance.
Yeah.
It's tough to say. It's tough to second guess that play. This is what gave him a chance to think about it, I guess, was when he dropped the ball right there.
I don't think you can.
Doesn't look like it, does it?
I mean,
there.
You've got the shortstop out there. He's got a good arm. He's in shallow left field, and Gordon wasn't even at third base. Whether he was running hard or not, I've got to let that hitter. I've got to take my chance with the hitter.
Yeah, when you look at it from that angle right there, it didn't really look like it. A lot of people thought he could, though.
And Perez,
of course, they thought he could after Perez popped up. They thought he could.
Right. And I bet you all those people were Kansas City fans.
Yeah, that's right.
All the Giants fans were wishing, I wish he would have gone.
Yeah.
Perez lines went in the gap, then everybody's saying, boy, thank God he didn't try to score. Right. He would have been out.
And Perez had some success against Baumgartner. Not many Royals had, but he was one of the guys that had a little bit of success. Well, one out here in the fifth inning. Kendrys Morales drives one to right center field. That is down and over to cut it off. The liner to Shields. Oh, Kendrys Morales with his second hit of the day. He is perfect. He is singled now and doubled. He's also walked. 1 on, 1 out for Alex Gordon. Royals now with 8 base hits against Ross Detweiler. Alex Gordon doesn't have one of those. He is grounded out for an RBI and struck out. Nothing in 1. Anthony Bass getting loose in that Ranger bullpen. First pitch of the afternoon is a ball. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Detweiler with about 62 or 3% strikes here today. 1-2. Ross Detweiler, the 29-year-old from St. Louis. Still looking for his first victory in a Ranger uniform. The 1-2 pitch. Just missed the outside corner. Detweiler okays the sign, a check of first. And a little pop-up off the fist. Adrian Beltre. Sunglasses glinting. 2 gone.
Second baseman Omar Infante.
Omar Infante will be next. Detweiler, as we mentioned, 4 innings last time out. Prior to that, down in Houston, it looked like he'd gotten things pretty well squared around. 7 innings of 1-run baseball. Really pitched a good ball game down there despite leaving the game trailing 1-0. Rangers went on to win that game against Dallas Keuchel 2-1. Ross, you remember the first 3 starts that he had did not go particularly well. Oakland, LA, and Seattle. Took a turn through the rotation off and kind of got things squared around. He's been better since. On the short end, though, here today of a 3-0 score. Nice crowd on hand here this afternoon. A warm, muggy May afternoon at Globe Life Park. Two and one. Infante, an all-star in 2010 with the Atlanta Braves. Spent some time in Detroit with Kansas City. Really solidified the infield for the Royals. Line drive, foul down the third base side. 2-2. Carlos Corporán flashing the signs out. Detweiler to the plate. That ball is lined down the left field line again, headed toward the corner. It is a fair ball. Up against the wall and going to third is Morales. Into second with a double is Omar Infante. 10th double of the year for Infante.
Hit the high curveball inside part of the plate. Nice play by Peguero. See how close it was to being foul. Watch how quickly Peguero picks it up and gets it back in. Ball bounced right straight to him.
Morales was doing a little bit of umpiring there. You figured that ball's going to be foul when he took off and got about 2 second base. Said, uh-oh. Better get going. Well, Mike Maddox out again to the mound. Yenrys Morales having a chat with whoever will listen. So 2 outs, second and third. Paulo Orlando bunted his way aboard last time. Swinging through a high fastball, 0-1. Orlando now with the average at 236. Got Morales over at third. Infante right there at the bottom of your screen, getting his lead from second. That was pitch number 101 for Ross Detweiler. In case you were interested, the highest pitch count that Detweiler has had this year, time before last in Houston, 105. Now 2-1. And I would imagine this is going to be his last hitter. Looks like he's pretty well hit that wall. Really, either way, if he gets Orlando to end the inning, I don't think that Jeff Bannister would send him out for the 6th. 2-1 pitch. Orlando back in the box. Detweiler peering in for the sign. Took something off and got it on the inside corner. 3-2. If Orlando is able to keep this inning going for Kansas City. We got Drew Butera waiting in the on-deck circle. Payoff pitch coming. Ross agrees. Yeah, he's set. Well, just from Ross's body language, it looks like he is out of gas. The tank is hit empty. He is set for another 3-2 pitch. Now, it kind of started this way with Escobar in the first inning having a long at bat before he finally singled. And now the 9th pitch of this at bat, 5 innings later, to Paulo Orlando. Got him swinging. He finished off the inning and prevented any further damage. No runs, 2 hits, and 2 men left. We played half the ball game. It's the Royals 3, the Rangers nothing on Fox Sports Southwest. Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. And by the Mazda 6. J.D. Power has awarded the Mazda 6 highest ranked vehicle appeal among mid-sized cars. The Rangers come to bat here in the bottom of the 5th inning, trailing 3-0. Tommy Field to start things off against Jeremy Guthrie. Bottom third of the Ranger order. Guthrie has limited the Rangers to just 2 base hits, both of them off the bat of Shin-Soo Choo. Tommy Field hit a comebacker to Guthrie his first time up there. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Well, Guthrie came into the game with a 5.70 ERA. It was a lot higher than that before his last game. His last game was his best start at Detroit. Pitched into the 8th inning, only gave up a couple of runs and 1 walk. Before then, his ERA was up around 6. So maybe that start in Detroit is going to start a better series of games for him. He's pitching a pretty good game today. Last 2 years, he's been 28-13 with the Royals. There's his line from Saturday with an ERA a little bit above 4. Kind of made him like the definition of a 3rd or 4th starter. He's had over 200 innings the last couple of years. Solid guy, one of those guys you'd like to have on your staff. Maybe not the top of the rotation guy, but someone that solidifies your staff. Someone you can count on to take the ball every 5 days.
And the Royals, once James Shields was out of the picture, looking for someone to take over that that innings eating and top of the rotation kind of guy, and so far they have come up empty. They have 4 starters, 4 of the 5 they started the year with ERAs of over 5. Tommy Field's going to have a base hit. That ball ricocheting off the glove of Guthrie and then off the bare hand of Alcides Escobar.
Well, last year, Guthrie coming down the stretch pitched well. He pitched strong his last 12 games. He was 8-2 in his last 12 games. He had a 2.40 ERA in September. Well, he's one of the reasons that the Royals were able to go to the postseason, the way he pitched the last couple of months of the year. He's a very veteran, dependable guy.
No, the Rangers with their 3rd base hit of the afternoon. Field at first, Carlos Corporan taking ball 1. Corporan grounded out to short his first time to the plate. .186 the average for Corporan. Chops that one into the Ranger dugout. And it's 1-1. Let's kind of finish that point, Tom. You're talking about the starting staff, and you look at Danny Duffy, who you saw here, 567 earned run average. You're going down to Jason Vargas, 526. Rodon Ventura, 536. And Guthrie. And Corcoran looping the single to left, and the Rangers have something going here in the 5th inning. Back-to-back singles, runners at the corners and nobody out. And Delino DeShields coming out.
Yeah, I think, Buzz, when you look at those ERAs for starting pitchers for the Royals, you probably wouldn't think that they were in first place.
Right.
But they've hit the ball so well, and they play good defense. They got good speed. And the other part of their pitching is great, the bullpen.
But nobody out. Runners at first and third. Delino DeShields, a fly ball to right his first time. Takes that pitch for ball 1. DeShields 275 with the average. He does have 7 runs driven in, so he's been in limited at bats, been able to produce very well. Guthrie to the plate. 1-1. This for DeShields, his 10th start of the year. Make that 11th start of the year. His 7th in center field. As he takes strike 2. Shields has never given you the idea that he had to be ahead in the count to be an effective hitter. He's very patient up there and managing the strike zone extremely well.
Pretty tough pitches, too.
2 balls, 2 strikes. That's his father, Delino DeShields, had a 13-year Major League career. Probably helped Delino being around big league ball players growing up. Get that sense of instinct. There's a base hit to right center field. That'll get Field home. Corcoran stumbles going into second.
Don't try it. Do you think he was thinking about going to third base?
I hope he just tripped and made it look like he was going to go to third
They
base.
almost screamed, "Don't go!"
That was about the only way he was going to get there, was to roll over there.
Oh, Delino DeShields with the RBI single. Rangers with 3 consecutive base hits to open up the 5th inning.
Well, you're right, Buzz. This is exactly what he's been doing. Taking patient at bats, working the count, getting his base hits, and managing to do something very positive every time he gets a chance to play.
Let's see if we can see what Corpy was thinking here. Oh, yeah, he tripped all the way. No thoughts of going to third base, thank goodness.
I thought he was going to turn it into another gear and go to third.
He's got 1 gear. The only other gear there is reverse.
Well, the bottom of the order now able to get aboard, all 3 of them in this inning. Nobody out, first and second for the top of the order. And that is Shin-Soo Choo, who has a pair of base hits today. Rangers trailing 3-1. A ground ball to the right side. They get one at second. That's all they're going to get. Choo able to leg out any potential throw back to first. Corcoran on to third. Choo now at first with 1 away. And Elvis Andrus coming up. And before Elvis steps in, let's send it over to John Radigan for a Mazda game break. All right, John, thank you. Runners at first and third for Elvis, who is 0 for 1. And he takes ball 1. Elvis last time up lined into a double play. First time up had a sacrifice bunt. Rangers a run across here in the 5th inning. They've cut the deficit to 2. Elvis trying to cut into that lead for the Royals further. Another line drive snared by Infante. That's 2 in a row. And this was hit harder than the first one.
And that's the 3rd one that they've hit. Adrian hit 1 too. Again, you're right. Not all of them have been hit hard, but all of them have been headed toward right field, looking like base hits.
Those are good at bats, good swings.
Yeah.
We just got to get his GPS adjusted a little bit.
Not much you can do.
Well, that is out number 2. And here's the hit man. Prince Fielder's been plunked twice by Guthrie. Ball 1. And these are the 2 teams in baseball that have been hit the most by pitches. The Royals have been hit by 26. Rangers not far behind them now with 25. Out of play down the left side off the bat of Fielder. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. And beginning today, Prince Fielder among American League leaders, tied with Nelson Cruz for the top spot at 346. Jacoby Ellsbury, Stephen Vogt, Adam Jones rounding out the top 5. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Kind of what he's been trying to do today is pitch Prince in. He's hit him twice trying to do it, though.
Got him on the fist. Fly ball to center. Ball run in for Dyson. He can't get it. It's down for a base hit. Corcoran scores. On to third goes Choo. Prince Fielder the RBI single. It's now a 3-2 Kansas City lead.
Well, that ball hung up enough for Dyson to have time to get it. He was playing pretty deep. Watching him come after the ball and where the ball was, looked like he was going to catch it. He turned his glove the wrong way. Guthrie got that ball in where he wanted it. Fortunately, it didn't go far enough for Dyson to be able to catch it. I think if he reaches out with his palm up, he might have had a chance to catch that.
Well, it's a 3-2 game now, and Adrian Beltre trying to at least get the Rangers even. He's got the tying run at third, the go-ahead run at first. Beltre has popped out and lined out. Average at 246. Beltre 2 nights ago had the game tying single in the 9th inning off of Greg Holland. He had a great at bat with 2 outs. Got down to a 2-2 count and was able to line it to right center to tie that ball game. Rangers could go on and lose in 10, but Adrian Beltre got that done. Rangers at 226 for the year. And they have Shu over at third and Fielder at first. 2-1. Guthrie to the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Look at the career home run list. Adrian Beltre, Andres Galarraga, now Kaline, all with 399. Beltre trying to separate himself from those 2 great hitters. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hit well and pulled down the left field line, but foul. A big hook to it. And Adrian just not able to keep it fair. No, Guthrie, the new baseball, will try it again. Hit hard towards short, but Escobar gloves it. On to second for the force, and that will do it. Rangers come up with a couple. It's now a 3-2 Royals lead. Mac, thanks for joining us. We'll see you after the ball game on Rangers Live. Square off for a special morning edition of UFC Fight Night as former champion Frankie Edgar takes on the California Kid Uriah Faber for the first time. UFC Fight Night is live from Manila Saturday morning at 9 o'clock, only on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. The Rangers cutting into the Royals lead. It's now a 3-2 Kansas City advantage. And Anthony Bass has come out of the Ranger bullpen to take over for Ross Detweiler. Anthony Bass in his 12th ball game this season with 347 earned run average. Opposition hitting just 247 against him. He has been thrust more into late inning roles. Down the right field line, or down the left field line, just fair off the bat of Butera. And he's going to be into second with a stand-up leadoff double.
A good game for Butera, getting the start to give Salvador Perez a little bit of a rest. A base hit to right, well-executed sacrifice bunt. Now a well-hit double down the left field line. Boy, for a manager, this is what you dream about. Giving a guy a rest, having his replacement step in and have a nice game.
Just able to keep that fair by a matter of inches. That is the leadoff double. It's the 10th base hit for Kansas City this afternoon. And Dyson now butting one very sharply, but Bass didn't really have time to think about going to third. He got the out at first. Dyson out on the sacrifice. On to third goes Butera. He's there with 1 out now on the top of the order, and Mike Maddox is going to come out and have a chat with Anthony Bass. And while we have a second here, let's check in with Jim Knox. Jim?
All right, Buzz, of course you've noticed this is a nice crowd here this afternoon. One of the reasons of plenty of field trips, McAuliffe Elementary out of Highland Village, one of the many school trips on hand. And what is better, here at the ballpark or back at school?
Here!
Okay, and how was the bus ride over?
Horrible!
Horrible. Well, you don't have the Fan Express, but maybe that's different. But you guys having a good time?
Yes!
Favorite players who? Beltray. Well, Beltray came close to a home run. Hopefully a comeback win for the Rangers for you guys today. Good to have you out here. Appreciate it, Buzz.
All right, Knoxon. Knoxon getting them all fired up there. No, one out now with Butera at third base. Rangers pulling the infield all the way in. Mike Maddox out there to set the plan of attack for Alcides Escobar. In both Field and Andrews right at the cut of the grass up the middle, kind of pinching toward the center of the diamond. Beltray and Moreland even with their respective bags. Shot to the right side, a base hit. Well, the infield in, and Escobar takes advantage. The RBI single. Butera scores. The Royals now back in front, 4-2.
Good game for Escobar, too. Base hit, scored a run in the first, 2 singles in the fourth and sixth. Knocked in 2 in the fourth, knocks in 1 here in the sixth.
Escobar with his 12th RBI of the year. And Jeff Bannister on his way out to the mound. So with the left-hander Moustakas and also Eric Hosmer coming up, we're going to see Sam Freeman for the first time in a Ranger uniform. Freeman getting the call from the bullpen as he comes in. We will take a timeout. We're back after this on Fox Sports Southwest.
Freeman on the hill for the Rangers, making his Ranger debut here at Globe Life Park in Arlington. He was in spring training with the team, started out the season in the minor leagues, and he says he's tried not to pay too much attention to what's been going on here at the big league level.
Just try not to. You know, I mean, the more attention we pay to what's going on up here, the less attention we pay to doing our own jobs down there. So you keep track, you watch the games and everything, but just really the main job is just to do your job down there and then see where it goes from there.
Seems like a good approach. We'll see if the nerves have set in or not, since he is a local boy, Carrollton guy. I'm sure a little extra juice here today, guys.
No doubt, Emily. It's you can't get around that, I don't think. Grew up in Carrollton and went to Hebron High School. Was an outstanding football and baseball star at Hebron. 8th game, I should say, 8 games down at Round Rock. He had a 1.13 ERA, and the league just hit 185 against him. The first pitch that he threw got by and all the way to the backstop. A cutter off the glove of Carlos Corporan. And that allowed Alcides Escobar to scoot over to second base. A 1 ball and 1 strike. Escobar out there at second. Mike Moustakas, 0 for 3, is at the plate. Royals leading 4-2. Sam Freeman, the 27-year-old, about 5'11", goes at 165 pounds. 2-1. Freeman came over from the St. Louis Cardinals. Rangers negotiated a swap with the Cardinals. That was right at the end of spring training this year. 2-2. Sam Freeman up and down with the Cardinals the last 3 years. 2012 made his major league debut. 24 ball games there. 2013 he had 13 games. And last year appeared in 44 for the Redbirds. He has always been a reliever all the way through his minor league career. Went to the University of Kansas for a couple of years. That's fouled back. Originally played his college ball at North Central Texas College for 2 years. Then transferred up to Kansas. 2-2. Got him swinging. Good fastball away and foul tipped into the glove of Carlos Corcoran. That is out number 2.
One thing that Sam can do to enjoy success with the Rangers is get left-hand hitters out. And you got Moustakas to chase what looked like a cutting fastball a little bit out of the strike zone. Good pitch.
Now he'll deal with Eric Hosmer. Hosmer is 1 for 3 today. And first ball swinging, it's popped up. Beltre may have room, reaching in, and couldn't come out with the ball. He got a hot dog though, but couldn't come out with the ball. Stop and get a...
No one in those seats right there. No, he had a shot at it. He could have reached it.
Oh, 0-1, the count to Hosmer. Freeman a check of second. Hosmer rip and a miss.
Oh, this is a perfect time for Sam to come in and make an impression. You want to keep the game right where it is, 4-2. And you're facing 2 left-hand hitters, both of them hitting 300 on the season. Moustakas has been hitting over 300 this year against left-hand pitching as well.
And this would be, I guess, classified as a left-handed matchup situation. Had both Moustakas and Hosmer, left-handers, facing them.
For sure. They're both hitting 300.
Still 0-2 the count.
You got a pitch to hit. Still didn't hit it.
Saw Hosmer's reaction too.
Yeah, he knew he had a pitch to hit.
Sam Freeman, the third pitcher used this afternoon by Jeff Bannister in the Rangers. Ross Detweiler started. Anthony Bass came in. Detweiler with the first 5 innings allowed 3 runs on 9 hits. Walked 1, struck out 3. Anthony Bass in this inning started it. Lasted the third of an inning, gave up 2 hits. No walks, no strikeouts. And he's been charged with the 1 run. He is responsible for Alcides Escobar out at second base also. Hit well to center field. Delino to Shields back at the track, at the wall. That ball's gone. Hosmer able to extend his arms, get that pitch out over the plate. He drives it out of the ballpark, his 7th home run of the year. And the Royals now lead it by a 6-2 score.
Well, he challenged him with pitches that were pretty good to hit. A lot of pitches near the center of the plate on an 0-2 count. I'm not sure that that's exactly where Sam was trying to throw the ball, trying to maybe make a pitch a little bit off the plate, get him to chase something. But 0-2, Hosmer kept fouling him off. But you look at the center of the plate, there's too many pitches in the center of the plate, especially with an 0-2 count.
That's that terrible sound. A guy that big and strong, the way Hosmer is, you have that sound coming off the bat. That probably isn't going to come down real soon. I mean, it didn't. Out into the Royals bullpen in left center field.
Well, generally, when you're down 0-2, you might get a mistake down the middle of the plate that you say to yourself, I better hit that one. But he got several of them there. Fouled off 2 or 3 of them, then still got another one.
Kendrys Morales hits a 2-hopper out to Elvis. And that will do it. But the Royals answer the Ranger 2 spot with 3 of their own on 3 hits. Nobody left after 5 1/2. It's now 6-2 Kansas City. It's time now for the Sonic Slam inning, brought to you by Sonic. Today's jackpot is worth $1,200 and dinner for 2 at Sonic Drive-In. Today, the Rangers are hitting for Barbara Wynn from Mesquite. And if a Ranger hits a grand slam this inning, Barbara Wynn from Mesquite will win $25,000. You can register at any participating Sonic restaurant. Well, Mitch Moreland to start things off here in the Sonic Slam inning. Rangers now will face a different pitcher. Jeremy Guthrie gone after his 5 innings of work. Ryan Madsen, hard-throwing right-hander, on for the 16th time this year.
We talked about him and the injury problems he's had the last few years, and what a nice comeback he's making. He's pitching almost half the games for Kansas City so far, so he's obviously healthy and enjoying some success.
And Moreland, first ball swinging, grounds out to Omar Infante. 1 pitch, 1 away. Now Madsen, a 34-year-old, born in Long Beach, California. Grew up in California, drafted in 1998 after his senior year in high school. Carlos Peguero takes inside for ball 1. Madsen originally came up with the Phillies back in 2003. One-0 pitch to Peguero. Carlos this afternoon has popped out and struck out. Rangers got right back in the middle of things. They put 2 on the board in the 5th inning and cut it to a 3-2 Kansas City lead. And the Royals, however, came back with 3 in the top of the 6th to open up a 4-run advantage at 6-2. A ball and 2 strikes. Got him swinging. Well, Carlos Peguero now has struck out 6 times in his last 7 trips to the plate. Madsen gets the punch out. There's 2 gone for Tommy Field. Madsen coming back from Tommy John surgery that he had at the end of the 2011 season. Had not pitched at the major league level since 2012. Or 2011, excuse me. Signed a deal with the Angels that with all kind of incentives to get him back to the big leagues. Couldn't quite do that. And now here he is with Kansas City and doing a pretty good job for him. He has a 1-2-3 6th inning. The Rangers gone in order. We'll move on to the 7th. It's the Royals 6 and the Rangers 2. Time now for our 4th game summary, and it was Kansas City getting out on top. 2-run single by Alcides Escobar made it a 3-0 game. Then the Rangers came back. Prince Fielder with an RBI single. They would get within a 3-2 game at that time. But then the Royals lowered the boom on Sam Freeman as Eric Hosmer hit a 2-run bolt into the bullpen that made it 6-2. And that's where we stand as we head to the top of the 7th inning. 6 runs on a dozen hits for Kansas City, 2 runs on half a dozen hits for the Rangers. They've committed the only error of the ballgame. And that did not factor into the scoring here this afternoon. Sam Freeman back to the hill. Alex Gordon, Omar Infante, and Paulo Orlando will do the swinging for Kansas City. Gordon an 0 for this afternoon, although he did drive in a run with a ground out back in the 1st inning. Now hitting at .282. Gordon upped his RBI total to 18. Freeman with the 0-1 pitch. A ball and a strike. Sam Freeman working quickly. Misses low. It's 2 balls and a strike. Freeman coming into play today. A total of 81 ball games at the big league level. 3-2 his career record with a .333 earned run average. Just a .225 though opponent's batting average against. That's off the outside corner. And it's 3 balls and a strike. Gordon, the number 5 hitter, leading things off. Omar Infante, the Royals' second baseman, to follow. down the first base side. Knocked down nicely by Moreland. Freeman covering for the out. Good job by Mitch to keep that ball in playable ground.
Second baseman Omar Infante.
So 1 away, and Omar Infante will come up. Infante is some kind of a pain in the side for the Rangers this afternoon. Good to see the hookup between Portland and Sam Freeman on that. That's a play that you go over time and time again in spring training. And invariably, when it happens during the regular season, you go about it like you'd never made that play before. Everybody gets hurried and trying to get things done quickly. Good job by Mitch and Freeman. Infante, 2 for 3, a single, a double. He has scored a run. 0-1 pitch to him. Delino to Shields. 2 gone. Now Paulo Orlando. The Rangers finishing up with the Royals here this afternoon. I'll tell you about that in just a second. The Texas Rangers and Fox Sports Southwest are planning special games to honor local universities. The next University Day is for the Aggies on Thursday, May 28th. The University Day ticket includes exciting Rangers baseball and a Texas Rangers cap in your school's colors. Visit TexasRangers.com/UDays to get your tickets and see a lineup of all University Days this season.
Oh, he had to reach as high as he could to stay on the base.
Well, Sam Freeman has a very quick inning here. 1, 2, 3, and out in the 7th. 6.5 have gone by. 6-2, Kansas City. 17th and 18th. You can join the team for a Texas Rangers destinations trip to Dodger Stadium. Your package includes tickets to both games, first-class hotel accommodations, a meet and greet with a current Ranger, and much, much more. Book your trip at TexasRangers.com/destinations. Just a 2-game trip out to Dodger Stadium. Be a great time. Go out there to L.A. A lot of things to do.
That's going to be a good trip if you don't care whether you ever get to sleep or not. That might be the worst travel trip that I can remember.
That's not very good.
And unfortunately, Buzz, I'm just going to have to watch it.
Yeah, I know. I'll text you.
All right.
When we get to Chicago about 7:30 on Friday morning, I'll send you a picture of the sunrise over Lake Michigan.
Oh, I'm going to set my alarm and I'll wake up and give you guys a call.
Okay. Well, Luke Hochevar has now taken over on the mound for the Royals. Facing Carlos Corporan, who lead off the 7th inning. Rangers trailing 6-2. Corporan 1 for 2. Carlos had a single in that 2-run 5th inning. And Hochevar hits the outside corner. Saw Luke Hochevar 2 days ago on Tuesday night. Worked an inning. Two balls, 2 strikes. Take a look at our Kubota power stats. And we're talking about Luke Hochevar. First overall pick in the June 2006 draft. Didn't pitch at all last season. He has 10.5 strikeouts per 9 innings back in 2013. Hochevar, one of the guys with Tommy John surgery. Long fly that's hooked down the right field line by Corporan and back into the seats.
He's one of those guys we were talking about who signed as a starting pitcher, was developed in the minor leagues as a starting pitcher, didn't enjoy the success that was expected of him, moved to the bullpen, and been a different kind of pitcher in the bullpen. Wade Davis, the same thing.
And he gets Corporan. Yeah. Bottom fell out of that. Corporan down on strike. 1 gone for Delino to Shields. Now our AT&T U-verse rewind will take you back to last night. One of the most exciting plays in baseball. Delino to Shields plugging the gap in left center and really turning on the Jets. Not very often do you see somebody who's kind of cruise into second, pulling up, or cruise into third, I should say, with a triple.
Not unless the outfielder bobbled it or fell down.
Tony Beasley had to put up a stop sign for him to make sure he was going to hang on. And Delino today has a single in 2 trips and an RBI. 2 balls, no strikes. But the Shields now with a 5-game hitting streak. He has gone 8 for 15. The 2-0 coming from Hochevar. Now 3-0. Well, Delino trying to get aboard with 1 out here in the 7th. The top of the order, Shin-Soo Chu waiting in the on-deck circle. Three and 1. Back to the plate comes the right-hander, and that pitch is fouled out of play. Hochevar went to the University of Tennessee. He was last year there. He was the winner of the Roger Clemens Award, the National Pitcher of the Year. He was also a finalist for the Player of the Year, the Golden Spikes Award. Three and 2 to the Shields. Delino inching up toward that 300 mark. He's at 293 right now. Hanging tough.
Got a little something going on with his left hand.
Yeah.
Frequently today, he's had to step out of the box and look down at his hand. I don't know if he's got blisters, whether he cut it or whether it's sore from a sprain, but something's bothering him in his left hand.
Again, the 3-2. High ball 4. An outstanding at bat by Delino to Shields again.
Yeah, again, it does what you said before. There's a decent pitch. It wasn't that far off the strike zone. A lot of guys on the 3-2 pitch would have swung at that pitch, but shows pretty good patience.
Our lows never stop improving. Subject today, Shin-Soo Chu. 14 games in May, a 362 average with 12 extra base hits. 12 extra base hits, the most in the major leagues. 16 April games, not so much. 096 with 2 extra base hits. So you could say that Shin-Soo Chu is taking Lowe's advice and continuing to improve. 1 ball and no strikes. Chu today, a couple of hits. Singles his first 2 times to the plate. Last time up, reached center fielder's choice. 236, the average. The Shields a pretty good lead at first as Hochevar checked him. And the pitch is a strike. In action out in the bullpen, Kelvin Herrera, right-hander who rejoined the club for yesterday's ball game. Up for the Royals here in the 7th inning. The Shields a good lead now. And Hochevar will check him back. Delino has 6 stolen bases in his last 6 ball games. And Chu takes a strike to make it 1-2. Shin-Soo, that 14-game hitting streak. During that time, he has hit 4 home runs. He's had 8 doubles and 11 RBI. He appealed down to third about the swing, and Ted Barrett said no. He did not go around, so the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 on, 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. O'Chaber will look over his shoulder at DeShields. Now time called. O'Chaber he's kind of freezing Delano at first, and Shin-Soo Choo said that's enough of that.
Yeah, it's hard for the hitter to stand in an alert position with his bat up for 5, 6, 7, 8 seconds while the pitcher holds the ball. Start to tense up a little bit.
That's a full count. Choo trying to get aboard to join DeShields. Elvis Andrus, the Rangers' number 2 hitter, waits to be next. Rangers a couple of runners away from bringing the tying run to home plate. There goes DeShields, and the pitch is fouled away. Shin-Soo Choo on Tuesday night against Edinson Volquez led off the ball game with a rope that got out of here. And then last night, how about Giordano Ventura? Same result, almost the same pitch. 16th time in Choo's career that he's led a ball game off with a home run. Again, DeShields on the move, and the pitch lined to center. That is down for a base hit. DeShields keeps on going. 3rd hit of the afternoon by Choo, and the Rangers have runners at the corners and just 1 out for Elvis.
Well, he just looks like an entirely different guy. And regardless of the swings and the hits, you just tell by the look on his face and his body language that he's feeling better, he's more confident. When he gets his pitch, he's putting a great swing at it, on it, one right after the other.
Well, Rangers 1st and 3rd, 1 out. Ned Yost has gone to the mound, and that's it for Luke O'Chaber. They're going to go to Kelvin Herrera. Well, the right-hander makes his way in from the bullpen. We will take a timeout. We're back after this on Fox Sports Southwest. I'm sure that when the Rangers and Tigers get together, that Miguel Cabrera will remind Adrian Beltre of that. Now, Kelvin Herrera, hard-throwing right-hander we saw last night. This is his 15th appearance. 0-1, ERA just over 2, and a 188 opponent's batting average. Herrera, a 25-year-old. Kind of a burly right-hander. Came in last night and had a 1-2-3 inning. Now he's facing Elvis Andrus with runners at 1st and 3rd, and 1 out here in the 7th inning.
Same situation he was in the last time up, 1st and 3rd, after a couple of hits, and he's lined a couple of balls right at the second baseman. Maybe this time he'll get the ball high enough to go into right center field. That one hurt, 1st and 3rd and 1 out. Same thing right here, 1st and 3rd and 1 out.
1-0 pitch. High in the air to left field. Gordon tracking that. Tagging at 3rd is DeShields. The throw will go into 2nd. DeShields trotting down the line, crossing home plate. Elvis Andrus a sacrifice fly, and it's now a 6-3 Kansas City lead. There are 2 outs with Choo staying at 1st. Elvis with his 9th home run, or 9th RBI of the year.
Herrera's got a good fastball, and he ran this one in on the inside part of the plate. Elvis had a pretty good swing at it. Let's take a look at it. It's actually off the plate a little bit. Had a good swing at it, got underneath it. Maybe if he hit it a little bit more on the line, you could see it come off the bat. It was going to be a high fly ball. Maybe he could have gotten over the left fielder's head.
Prince Fielder looping one down the left field line, but that is back in the 1st row, onto the tarp, and then back in the 1st row. And a little 1st row jubilation.
At the lineup today, the 2nd time up, he had a base hit to drive in a run. 7th inning, he had a walk to start a rally and scored a run. So continues to do a very nice job for the Rangers.
Kind of that second leadoff man down there at the bottom of the order.
Yeah, definitely working that way for him right now.
Fielder 1 for 1 officially today. He's going to ground out right at the second base bag to Escobar, who just steps on the bag, and that will do it. Rangers put up a run on the board, but strand a runner. We're going to the 8th inning. It's now the Royals 6 and the Rangers 3.
Globe Life Park, Buzz and Tom, real quick time for the Progressive fan of the game. And got to give it to Big Mike. He owns oil and gas company in Dallas for 20 years. He's been bringing his whole office out to the ballpark one day out of the year. Congratulations, Mike. Anything else you'd like to say, like raises for everybody?
Hey, we enjoy coming out here. I'm just glad there aren't more day games because we'd be out here all the time. We wouldn't get any work done.
What about raises for everybody?
Yes, one of these days.
One of these days.
Yeah, we're gaining on it. You know, another 20 years we'll be there.
Another 20 years. All right, well, congratulations. I hope you guys had a good time at the ballpark today.
We had a great time. Absolutely. I just hope we pull it out and win.
There we go, Mike. All right, thank you very much. Appreciate it, Buzz.
All right, Noxie. Now, the 8th inning, and Kyuji Fujikawa, who was just activated today, or I should say purchased today, by the Rangers from AAA. This season, Fujikawa pitched in 10 games on a rehab assignment down at Round Rock. No record, a 386 earned run average. Opposition hitting a paltry 196 against the 34-year-old veteran. Facing Drew Butera here in the 8th inning. Fujikawa from Kobe, Japan. Coming back from Tommy John surgery a couple of years ago. Spent 2013 with the Chicago Cubs. Pitched in 12 big league ball games before being shut down. Last year, got into 15 games at the end of the season with the Cubbies. Off the end of the bat, little blooping pop-up. Coach Moreland handles it, one gone. Fujikawa, a little bit above average fastball, 92 miles an hour maybe his tops, and a great split-fingered pitch, a fork ball. And it's a fork ball because he splits his fingers wider than guys just throwing a splitter. And that'll have a kind of a tumbling action to it over the top. Good off-speed pitch for him. Here's Gerard Dyson for his 4th at bat. Dyson 0 for 1 officially, had a strikeout in the second. Since then, has been hit by a pitch and had a sacrifice bunt. There's that.
That's a
fork ball.
pitch.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll be the kind of guy that can come in and get left-hand hitters out with that pitch. It doesn't matter whether you're a lefty or a righty. There's that forkball grip you're talking about, Buzz.
Yeah. See how that has a little less rotation to it than a normal split-fingered pitch.
Yeah.
To center field. Here comes Delino to Shields. The ball hanging up for him, and Delino able to run it down for the second out. Well, our DraftKings players to watch today. How about Elvis? 0 for 2 with a sac fly. Shin-Soo with a 3 for 4 day, all 3 singles. Meanwhile, on the Cubs, Wellington Castillo is 0 for 3, and Chris Bryant with the Cubs 1 for 4 with an RBI. Go to DraftKings.com, into the promo code DTOWN. Two out, Alcides Escobar steps in against Fujikawa. 1 ball, no strikes. Escobar, a 3-hit afternoon, all 3 singles. He has driven in 3. He is up to 14 runs driven in this season. Drive down the left field line. Peguero into the corner. That is deep and foul. Right at the pole. Curling off maybe 5 or 6 feet into foul territory, just getting into the first row. So Escobar, who has 1 home run this year, didn't miss by a whole lot for number 2. A ball and a strike. And this one popped into right field. Shu toward the line, and that will do it. So, Ryuji Fujikawa in his Ranger debut has a 1-2-3 inning. We finished 7.5 in Arlington. It's the Royals 6 and the Rangers 3.
The Rangers in search of a comeback as we head to the bottom of the 8th here at Globe Life Park in Arlington. The Kansas City Royals on their way out of town this afternoon, and the Cleveland Indians will be in town beginning tomorrow. A 3-game weekend series as the Rangers look to open up on a positive note. Things get going at 7 o'clock on Friday night here on Fox Sports Southwest as Wandy Rodriguez toes the rubber for the Rangers. We'll get you going at 7 o'clock here on Fox Sports Southwest. All of this valuable information brought to you by the fine folks at AT&T Uverse, fellas.
All right, Em, thank you. Now, Wade Davis, another member of that late inning core for the Royals, on now to pitch the 8th inning. He's facing the middle of the order, Adrian Beltre, Mitch Moreland, and Carlos Peguero. Wade Davis, 29-year-old Floridian. This is outside. A guy who was a starter with Tampa Bay before coming over to Kansas City. 15 games this year. 2-0. Look at the opponent's batting average. A 120 opponent's batting average against him.
Yeah, while Greg Holland was unavailable, he was 6 for 6 in save opportunities. So it shows you that he's definitely a closer, has the closer capabilities. Right now he's pitching as one of the best setup men in baseball. But if anything does happen to Holland, he can slide right into that role. He's already done it this year 6 times.
Tampa Bay used Davis out of the bullpen his last year there in 2012. And then Kansas City got both Wade Davis and James Shields in that big trade before the 2013 season. And the Royals tried him as both a starter and reliever. He went 8-11 as a starter primarily. 24 starts and 31 appearances. Then last year, went into the bullpen, became a huge winner. A 9-game winner last year out of the bullpen.
That's some kind of cutter he's got, 91, 92 miles an hour. Sharp movement to it. It's a pretty good swing just to foul that one off where it was, down and away like that.
Inside, Adrian
tried to throw the cutter inside, make it come back and catch the inside corner.
Beltre 0 for 3 today. He was grounded out all 3 times. Rangers trailing by 3 here in the 8th inning. And Beltre pops it up. Infante calling everybody off. That is out number 1. Next will be Mitch Moreland.
First baseman, Mitch Moreland.
Moreland also 0 for 3. He has grounded out a couple of times. Ranger bench, Elvis talking to Prince Fielder about his swing and what he was doing with it. Mitch 2 out of 7 in his career against Wade Davis. And a good fastball to the outer edge. Davis originally a 3rd-round selection by Tampa Bay out of high school. And he hit strike 2. Davis from Lake Wales, Florida high school. Our Fox tracker showing you a little bit of extra on the outer edge. Well, Mitch forced to go ahead and wail away at that one that was down and away and fouled it off.
Looks like he's got the same kind of movement on his cutter like Garrett Richards has. Garrett Richards has maybe a couple more miles an hour, but essentially the same kind of a pitch.
Right. Another 0-2 is coming.
That was more of a curveball, I think.
Infante just able to regain a grip on the ball, and Hosmer had to bail him out with a scoop of the low throw. 2 gone.
You look at the Royals' back end of their bullpen. I saw Madsen today in the 6th inning. Madsen coming off injuries, but he's had a year where he was a closer and saved 30 games. He's pitching in the 6th inning now. Davis is 6 for 6 in save opportunities this year. He's pitching the 8th inning, could easily be a closer. Kelvin Herrera, 96 to 98 miles an hour with his fastball. Someday he could probably be a closer. That doesn't even get you to the closer. Then you got Greg Holland, who, what'd you say, he saved 85 games the last 2 years, something like that, or 90 games. Well, they've got a lot of guys who have been closers or could be closers starting in the 6th inning.
Off the fist, Peguero just thrown out by half a step. Alcides Escobar with a strong arm. Now the Rangers gone 1-2-3. We're going to the 9th inning. It remains the Royals 6, the Rangers 3.
They'll need to do a little work and come up with some late inning heroics if they're going to go ahead and win their first home series of the season. John Radigan back here at Globe Life Park in Arlington, inside the Captain Morgan Club, getting ready for Rangers Live. It comes your way immediately following the game. Mark McLemore will join me, and we'll also hear from guys in the clubhouse, and Jeff Bannister, too. It's all coming up. It's a complete post-game wrap-up of this one, the game and the series. It's Rangers Live right after the game, guys.
All right, John, thank you. Yeah, we head to the top of the 9th inning, and Alex Claudio appearing for his 10th time this year with the Rangers, coming out of the bullpen. Opponent's hitting just 167. Claudio, in 5 innings, has allowed 3 hits. They've all been home runs. Wow. That's, it's great that you're not allowing many hits, but you think just by accident one stays in the ballpark.
He got a little bit too much of the plate to a left-hand hitter. He kind of hung that slider. And he can keep that ball down and away with that slider. Like way over there,
like right
a
there.
little bit better.
Well, Mike Moustakas starting things off here in the 9th inning. Moustakas 0 for 4 today.
In fact, it was Moustakas who hit it, wasn't it?
Yeah, sure was. Here's the changeup that floats in. At a robust 66 miles an hour. Moustakas has twice flied out, once grounded out, once struck out. 1-2. Claudio, the 23-year-old out of Puerto Rico. Made his major league debut with the Rangers last year in 15 games. Put up some pretty good numbers, a 292 earned run average. Still a ball and 2 strikes. Corcoran flashing the signs out, sets that target.
Get out of there. That thing was a foot inside.
Yeah.
Last year, Moustakas hit 172 against left-handed pitching. This year, coming into the game, it was 327. That's probably been the most dramatic improvement that he's made. Why he's hitting over 300 now.
Yep. Well hit, but down the left field line, slice it. And back out of play. And 310 overall, so hitting better against left-handers than it is against right-handers this year.
So far.
Alex Claudio trying to deal with him successfully to get this 9th inning underway. Right center field. And that is down for a base hit. Delano DeShields over to cut it off, and Moustakas hangs on with a leadoff single. Fouled off a couple of tough pitches, and then got one to deal with, and Moustakas with the leadoff base hit.
It's one of those, looked like a slider that never got out where he wanted it, and kind of the object when you throw from a sidearm angle as a left-hander against a left-hander is you're trying to get the left-hand hitter to maybe back up a little bit, bail just a little bit, so that if you leave it on the inside part of the plate, it's kind of right in his wheelhouse. So they have to concentrate to try to keep that thing on the outside corner where he can't do much with it.
Eric Hosmer standing in there, 2 for 4 today, a home run and a single. Hosmer trying to take it the other way, fouls it into the seats. Hosmer's 2-run home run in the 6th inning, his 7th of the year. Now has 29 RBI. Royals now with a baker's dozen worth of hits this afternoon. Hosmer trying to butt his way aboard. 1-2.
You just don't see very often the left-hand power hitter, let's say, who with a big shift, who has that huge hole, and try to bunt. You just don't see him getting that bunt down very often.
Yeah.
It's automatic base hit if you can get it down. But as good hitters as they are, most of them can't bunt very good.
Snap throw to first. Yeah, I don't imagine that's something they practice a whole lot.
You know, they probably don't practice it a whole lot. They probably didn't practice it at all before they got to the big leagues, but because they weren't projected to really ever be the kind of guy that was going to bunt in the middle of the lineup. But I think once you get to the big leagues and you are this kind of a hitter and you do consistently see that kind of a shift, then it might pay off to do a little bit of practicing. And I'm sure some of them do. Maybe not every day, but to go out there with a hitting instructor and take some bunting practice for that. You know, it may be only 4 or 5 times a year where you use it, but if you can get it down and get a base hit in a certain situation, you can help your team win a game. You're not going to turn into a guy that gets 20 or 30 bunt hits, but if you get 4 or 5 at the right time, it could really help.
Hosmer pulls that pitch down the right field line. Apparently it's straightened out. He thought it was going to hook into the seats. It didn't really take off, and then as the ball was descending down there, so that may be fair. I better take off. But it was foul. Mentioned Hosmer now with the 2 more RBI today, up to 29, and he was 4th in the American League coming in. He is now tied with Nelly Cruz for 2nd. Stephen Vogt leading with 30 RBI. And that pitch not missing by much, but Hosmer leaning on it. The count is 3-2. Hosmer hitting 3rd in the order today. He'll be followed by the DH. That's Kendrys Morales. Moustakas away from first. And just in case he was thinking about leaving early, Alex Claudio made him dive back. Claudio again set. Payoff pitch. Line to left field, a base hit. And it's a 3-hit day for Eric Hosmer.
Yeah, you could tell Hosmer a lot of times when he's got 2 strikes, he's just trying to go the other way with it. He's not trying to drive a home run to right field. He's trying to do exactly what he did right there. Stay on the ball with a left-hand pitcher. Go back through the middle, and that particular one was right down the middle of the plate. Pitch probably he could have turned on, but with 2 strikes, he's trying to make some solid contact. In this series, we've seen him go that way successfully quite a bit.
Well, Moustakas and Hosmer open up the 9th inning against Alex Claudio with base hits. 2 on, nobody out. Kendrys Morales has a 2-hit day going. He is 2 for 3. He also mixed in a walk. Off the end of the bat, foul. It's 0-1. Mentioned Eric Hosmer with a hit streak. He's now up to 11 straight games. Eric Hosmer with padding of his offensive numbers. Rip and a miss. Morales a single and a double. The walk came back in the 1st inning. Got him swinging.
Just couldn't wait for it.
No.
So 2 lefties get hits, and he gets the right-hander out.
65-mile-an-hour changeup, and Morales is going back to the bench.
Just can't wait on it. And that changeup probably is much more effective to a right-hand hitter going down and away from him than it is to a left-hand hitter. There's another lefty for him.
Yep. Alex Gordon 0 for 4. One ball, no strikes. And Gordon at .279 average with 4 home runs. His 18th RBI came on a fielder's choice ground out in the first inning. Claudio back to the plate. 2-0. Moustakas away from second, Hosmer away from first, and the breaking ball dips to the inside corner to make it 2-1. Greg Holland, Jason Frazier. Pair of right-handers getting loose in that Royals bullpen. 3 balls and a strike. Right now with the Royals a 3-run lead. If it stayed this way, it would be a save situation, and you most likely would see Greg Holland coming in. The Royals tack on some runs. Now we see Frazier. A swing and a miss, and it's 3-2. Claudio okays the sign. Alex Claudio already 23 pitches in this inning. Royals really making him work. Alex Gordon, the 4th hitter that he's faced. And you're seeing almost 6 pitches per hitter. It's going to be 6 pitches per hitter as an average. Elvis Andrus right there behind Mike Moustakas out at second. And Gordon pulls one out of play down the right side.
You make the play. Girlfriend very impressed. Wife maybe. Most guys have more success with a glove, but if you played a lot of baseball, you can handle it barehanded if you're out there. I wouldn't suggest barehanded around the dugouts, though.
Left center field. Lino DeShields tracking it down. Tagging at second, moving toward third. Mike Moustakas, he's in standing. Well, the Royals now with runners at the corners and 2 outs for Omar Infante.
Second baseman Omar Infante.
Well, Claudio, after giving up the back-to-back base hits to start things, has gotten a strikeout and a flyout. And now we'll try and get Infante and prevent any further damage. Infante 2 for 4, a single and a double. He has scored a run. Veteran middle infielder. Makes low and inside for ball 1. Alex Claudio is set to go. And Elvis will go the short way for the force, and that takes care of the Royals. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left. We're going to the bottom of the 9th inning here at Globe Life Park. Royals 6, Rangers 3. Rangers baseball on Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. By AT&T UVerse TV. UVerse has more live TV channels on the go than cable. And by your Texas Ford dealer. The EcoBoost Challenge is on at your Texas Ford dealer. Get to your best in Texas Ford dealer today. Bottom of the ninth, Rangers trailing by 3. They will face the closer for the Kansas City Royals, right-hander Greg Holland. Saw Holland come in and blow a save here on Tuesday night. Eventually got the win in extra innings. Tommy Field leading things off. Field 1 for 3. And an infield single in the 5th and came around to score. Watches that strike all the way into the glove of Drew Butera. 286 the average for Tommy Field. And a tapper right back to the mound. Holland on to first, one away for Carlos Corcoran. Folks, this Saturday, that's the 16th of May, the first 15,000 fans 14 and older receive a Texas Rangers camo cap courtesy of Fanatics. Join us at Globe Life Park. Rangers take on the Cleveland Indians and pick up your Rangers camo cap. Get your tickets at TexasRangers.com. A 1 out. Carlos Corcoran, a 1 for 3 afternoon to face the 29-year-old right-hander Greg Holland. Holland fires strike 1.
But you often hear of guys that throw against their body who would, right-handers who would step more toward third. He looks like he steps a little bit toward first.
He does.
You don't see very often either.
No, you really don't. You see more of the idea of getting your foot out in front, getting your body out in front, and stepping across. But it's very unusual to see a guy that has gotten to the big leagues doing that.
Yeah.
Normally that's something they really try to correct. But it has not hurt his stats. 99 saves. Going back to 2013.
I wouldn't suggest changing it.
No. A shot down to the first baseman, Eric Hosmer. He takes it to the bag, and Corcoran out. And the Rangers now down to their final out. Delino to Shields is coming up. The Shields, another good afternoon. Base hit and a walk. He has driven in a run. 1 for 2 officially. And Delino just continuing to impress. And very solid defense out in center field. Holland's first pitch. 1 ball, no strikes. Delino's base hit came back in the 5th inning. And 2-0 the count. Holland ready. 2-0 pitch. Taken all the way. It's ball 3.
There's something about Delino they can't throw a strike to. If there's ever a spot in the game where he's saying, I don't want to walk this guy, it's 2 outs, nobody on with a 3-run lead. That's the last thing he's trying to do. He couldn't even come close to throwing a strike.
4-pitch walk. How about that? Second walk for the Shields this afternoon. Greg Holland probably not too thrilled with himself after that. He's going to face the top of the order now, Shin-Soo Choo. The Shields now with 4 walks in this series.
Well, we've seen Holland with better stuff than he's had in this series. A little more oomph on his fastball.
The Shields going to second. The pitch inside. Defensive indifference allowing Delino to move into second. Choo a 3-hit afternoon. He is 3 for 4. Now hitting at .243. Ball 2. Ed Butera going to go out and see if he can't coax a strike or two out of Greg Holland. Holland 12 pitches so far, only 4 strikes. Very unusual for the closer for Kansas City to have that kind of streak. The Shields away from second. The 2-0 pitch. And Chu taking all the way. It's in at the knees.
That is questionable.
Now the 2-1 pitch. 3 balls and a strike.
Well, if he walks the batter and Elvis gets a base hit, the game gets very interesting.
Yeah, sure does.
Looked like the game Kansas City's had well in hand, but with 2 outs and nobody on, Rangers make it interesting.
If Chu can get aboard, Elvis comes up as the tying run in this ball game. And ball 4.
Well, he just doesn't look like himself right now. At least not what we've seen over the last couple of years.
Back-to-back walks. The liner to Shields, now Shin-Soo Chu, and Dave Island is going to go out and see if he can't right the ship. Now Holland, a guy that throughout his major league career coming into this year had only walked 99 in almost 300 innings. Well, about 1 every 3 innings, but for him to walk back-to-back hitters in the 9th inning, very unusual. Elvis steps in 0 for 5 against Greg Holland in his career. See if he can get Holland to throw him a strike. He does on the first pitch. Elvis last time up had a sac fly. 0 for 2 officially. He was lined into a double play and lined to second. Had a sacrifice bunt back in the first. He's the tying run in this game. And Holland misses outside. It's 1-1.
17 pitches, 11 balls, and 6 strikes. Got 2 really quick outs to start the inning. Been a struggle since then, though.
Holland's next pitch, topped right back to him. On to Hosmer, and that will do it. So Holland, despite the wildness in the ninth, keeps the Rangers off the scoreboard. They strand 2 runners, and the Royals come back to win this afternoon and split the series 2 games each with the Rangers here at home. So the Rangers are still in search of their first home series win of 2015. They'll have to see if they can do it against the Cleveland Indians, who come in tomorrow night. So 6-3 the final. John Radigan, Mark McLemore will be back to wrap things up for you right after this on Fox Sports Southwest.